Welcome back in, everybody, to the JAKIB post-game show. That's my man, Dan Sileo, host of the National Football Show from 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Something tells me that tomorrow's show on the National Football Show is going to be one you don't want to miss.
No. And as much respect as I have for John, I have no respect for the decision-making of the head coach. Jimmy Johnson and the entire Fox crew annihilated Nick Sirianni at halftime. They annihilated him in his decision-making.
Yep.
I completely disagree. Hey, everyone's entitled to an opinion. Nick can't, you know what? You can't dispute the record that he has. No question about it. But if anybody tells me that they think that head coach is making the proper decisions and putting that team in a position to win and not making it harder for them, I completely disagree with that. And I'm not really going to argue it because it's there for your eyeballs to see.
Yeah, no, I was definitely more on board with you where, if you have a different coach in that game, Sills, have we just gotten so far away from like the common sense of the game? Like, are we really debating that we shouldn't have taken 3 at the end of the half?
Common sense of the game.
Sills, the end of the half one drove me up a wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Stupidity at its finest.
There's 13 seconds on the board. Even if you converted that fourth down right there, you would have had what? 8 seconds for maybe one shot at the end. It didn't make any sense for me. So look, I do think Nick.
So how many points is that now? You think that the guys made poor decisions on? Is that 6?
Yeah, and look, on the flip side of that, I thought the Saints made a putrid decision by going for it on fourth. They went away from their game plan,
absolutely,
right? And they went for it on fourth. And I said those 3 points are going to come back to bite them. But Dan, all the analytics say. You shouldn't go up by 6. It's not worth it. I'm like, give me the 3. Now, maybe that's old school of me.
Those were 2 poorly coached football games, or excuse me, 2 poorly coached teams in that environment. No question about it. I thought Dennis Allen's group got out coached, and I think Nick Sirianni put his team many times in a poor position, especially offensively, when you don't have anything when it comes to really, quite frankly, think about this, Zander. There were 2 guys that made 2 explosion plays in the game. You take the 69-yard run out, and you take the 69-yard catch from Goddard out of it. I don't know. The rest of it looks, average.
Yeah. No doubt. Let's go to a couple super chats here, Dan. We're going to kick it around for about 15 minutes before I let you get out of Dodge. And then I will be doing the post game show. So if you want to join the show, you got to let me know. No, there has to be a couple people out there that are going to join for me to do it for an extended period of time. Akbar, are you out there? Joe Whip, are you out there? Can we get some new names out there? I need Eagle Nation to talk to me after this game. It was a big one there. Let's go to a couple super chats here. We'll start with our man, Prince, as Dan calls him, Princess. I call him Prince. Prince Jackson. Yes, Jalen struggled at first, but after those turnovers, he stayed in the pocket and delivered the ball. Nick has a problem with his decisions. Prince, I'm with you. Look, I was very critical of Jalen Hurts last week with that decision at the end of the game. I thought he rose up today. I mean, you lose your two of your starting offensive linemen. You have no Devontae late in the game, no A.J. Brown. I thought he really rose up. I know it wasn't perfect. I understand he had 2 turnovers. He's got to get
back on the bandwagon, baby. I see it already.
Like you say, I don't flip-flop. Players change my decision. He came out today and delivered the goods. I'm giving him credit for delivering the goods and getting the team a win today. I thought it was good stuff. And by the way, with adversity, right? You don't have AJ, don't know Devontae. I mean, a lot of stuff. You lose. Sills, forget losing AJ and I know that sucks. And Lane Johnson went down, Sills. I said this is going to be a problem.
Purdy can't do, and Purdy might do it today because they're beating the Rams, San Francisco, with losing guys like Deebo Samuel and Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. They may win that ball game. Jalen did it today with a lot of adversity on the football team as well. Okay, I will give you that. And unfortunately, this is one of Princess's best takes because everything he's saying here is true. He struggled, okay? He's still with the turnovers, which is a massive problem. He stayed in the pocket. This is why, again, he got some sacks on him this year or that game and delivered the ball. Nick is the problem with his decision-making. I completely 1,000% agree with Prince. Prince, shockingly, with a great take.
Prince keeps delivering the great takes. Appreciate you, Prince. All super chats, by the way, will be hit. We had a couple in the beginning. Everybody wanted me to get to them. It's very hard, guys, to get to them all when you're doing a post-game show. I got to get through the game a little bit and get the recap. Remember, we post out the segments for everybody to consume after, so it is a little challenging, but I always will get to them by the end of the show. Flexen and Steppen gave us 2. He says, I'll take my crow with extra hot sauce. I love it, Flex. And then Flexen followed up. That's how Jordan Davis should be playing all the damn time. Flex, he showed up today without a doubt.
But see, that is exactly Flexen is dead on. I mean,
Flexen
get this.
Right, 100%
we're giving Jordan Davis credit. Listen to what we're doing here. We're giving Jordan Davis credit for doing things we expect him to do. And that to me is always a problem for me, giving that kind of backhanded congratulations to Zander. Great. You're doing what you're paid to do.
Right.
I mean, we're so shocked that he showed up.
Well, listen, so I said the same.
Be consistent, and you got to start somewhere.
I said the same exact thing about Jalen Carter. Like, look, Jalen Carter was tremendous. He was a game wrecker today. But at the end of the day, it can't be you're a game wrecker whenever you want to be, and when you don't want to be, you don't show up. We need week in and week out consistency from him, and I think we're going to get more of it. But
so you didn't mind Jalen Carter being an asshole at the end of
No, I didn't mind it at all. But by the way, I thought John was wrong. Some of those Saints players, and look, I agree with you where it's football, man. The war of attrition, man. But they were playing dirty. So if the Eagles want to have a word with them at the end, I'm pretty good with that. I get it. It's football. But Jalen Carter, he was hot, man.
I thought that hit on Devontae. I sat there and I watched it a couple times. I looked over at my wife. I go, damn, I think they set him up with a high-low almost. It looks like a high-low
video on your social too. I'm sure after the show when we're not, on the show.
Yeah, Zander, I thought it was kind of a high-low.
They spit on Devontae when he was down after that play. The one dude.
You're going to try to tell me they weren't trying to hurt him on that play and target him?
Trevor Penning Trevor Penning is a big tackle. He
drove that dude all the way to the
dude. He drove. I thought he was going to leave the stadium with Darius Slay when I was watching that.
I know. I thought that hit on Devontae was planned. It just looked planned to me that they knew if they took him out, that would help their chances of winning. By the way, think about what they did. So you take Slay out, Devontae. That's what the Saints mentality was in that game because it sure looked it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a physical game. It was.
I
like what you said, man.
That's an old school ass kicking game.
Yeah, with low scoring game, 15-12.
Hey, somebody really spit on Smitty? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, but that's what's going. I haven't seen the video yet because I obviously been on the show and I haven't had a chance to go on socials and consume some of the stuff. But that's what the word is. So I'm going to check that out as well. So let's get to a couple more super chats here. Brandon Snyder checks in. Sorry, John. It is egregious to go for it on 4th down at the end of the first half. Even if you get it, you're going to have one play to get a touchdown after that. Brandon, I said the exact same thing, man. No doubt about it. I think Nick is going to have to look in the mirror here on some of these decisions, whether John wants to cape for him or not, or say, you're going to be aggressive all the time. Like I said to John earlier, I don't believe any decision as a head football coach should be made in a vacuum, whether it's under the guise of aggression or analytics. Every decision has a different feel. Every game has a different feel. Every moment requires a different version of your decision-making. There's none of that. It's just like go, 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 go. It's a perfect example at the end of the first half. Dude, there's 13 seconds on the board. Take the damn 3. I don't give a shit what your analytics say. I don't care how aggressive you are in the past. Take the 3. Some of that drives me crazy, how I feel like the critical thinking aspect is gone from it, Big Sills.
Absolutely, man. Everything you just said there. I mean, you got to be smart. And again, I asked John, he couldn't answer it. I don't believe the Eagles use applied analytics. I think the analytics applies to the game plan, and that's how they build a game plan. We said this last week. That's an analytical game plan. You're not taking, like Zander, having an analytics page and having a play sheet. They shouldn't be intertwined. You know what I'm saying? Your play sheet should determine the feel of the game. Right. That should be applied.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good stuff there. Prince checks in. I will join Jalen Carter in a bar fight any day. Prince, I love it. That's the Philly spirit right there that maybe Big Sills doesn't understand. Prince. What is he, a Cali dude? This dude
holy cow, man. This guy stands on a Tokyo phone book. Who you kidding?
ONSYN. I don't know how to pronounce that sucker. He checks in. Appreciate the super chat, my man. He says, I feel like the players played their tails off, made big crucial plays, and won in spite of the coaching. What do you think? Seems like a pretty good take to me. Sills, what do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What we've been saying. Absolutely. SYN, no question about it. I thought the players played with a great aggression, especially on defense. Look, defense, Goddard, Barkley won that ball game.
No doubt. Saquon Barkley was tremendous today. I thought Jalen was too. Look, I mean, I hated the 2 turnovers, and we'll talk about that. I mean, 6 turnovers in 3 games here now for him, 26 in the last 21 game. It's too many.
How many touchdowns does he have in 3 games total?
Well, he had none today, right? Saquon
None.
had the running touchdown,
He had none.
and
He had none.
so he had none today, and he had, I want to say he had 4 or 5. So
he's got more turnovers right now
than touchdowns. Yeah, he does.
Than touchdowns right now. Pretty elite.
Look, you're not wrong that it is a little bit of a problem. Sydney family checks in. Appreciate it, brother. Nick Factor -6, John. I think he means 6 points, and he's right. I mean, you're leaving points on the board constantly. I don't get it, but
Sydney, very nicely done.
Yep, no doubt. Nas checks in. This team should be 3-0 right now. I agree, Nas.
Comfortably, though, Nas, you're talking. You're talking comfortably 3-0.
Yeah,
that
game
you're 2-1. You're 2-1 miserable like you were a year ago.
Yeah, that's true. And that's where I think you bring up a good point with, people were like, oh, it's a win. Why are you guys so negative? I don't think we're being negative. I think you're preparing to be a great football team late in the year. This is
about the entire 17, not about the first 3.
Yep, 100%, no doubt. Sean Mims checks in, take the 3. So we have a bunch of them. Good stuff, Sean. Thank you for the super chat. B-Mac checks in. Defense, Goddard, and Barkley were tremendous. No doubt, B-Mac. We mentioned all those players extensively on the show today, as well as the defense. Drew Pauly, I wish I brought this one up with Johnny Mack. Ed Reed, Blankenship should wild. I told you he a dog. I think he said. He played good today, Big So.
Holy cow almighty, man. Yeah, he's a good player. He is. He's a good player.
He is. Well, he's playing good right now, Big So. You got to give him his credit for that.
He's a good player.
Yep. Gabriel Bobowski checks in. Gabe, what's up, man? He says defense was the star of the show. Hurts was up and down, but he did have success rolling left. Check the tape and other than the fumble, Gabe, you're correct. He made some big throws rolling to the left, which was encouraging to see.
Absolutely. Just too inconsistent. It's just still all over the place. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, it looks herky-jerky without AJ. And then when Devontae was out there, but look, I'm not going to just dismiss it and go, well, I mean, he still sucked. No, that's not what happened. He made the plays that he needed to make. He put it in the hands of his playmakers. Hey, that little 5 or 7 yard throw to Goddard, Brady made a killing out of that, throwing that play to Gronk. How many times did you see Gronk catch that 7-8 yarder and then take it to the house down the sidelines, or having him out wide like that? That's what good players do. Give it in your playmakers' hands. That run by Barkley, though, I'll tell you this. I haven't seen a running back in Philadelphia since Shady McCoy run a ball like that. I mean, he ran away from people. Once it was over when he got to the second level. He
exploded on that run, dude. That was impressive to watch. I'm watching him. I'm like, God damn, he can run, man. Saquon Barkley.
You knew they weren't catching him.
Yeah, no doubt. He was on the move. I do want to get real quick, to Jalen. Matt Bird checks in. 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, Matt. And then remember, Matt, he did have 2 fumbles as well now that he's lost on the season, which gives him 6 turnovers total on the year right now. And then I think he does have a running touchdown. So maybe he's up to 4 touchdowns on the year this year. Let me just double check that and make sure that I'm correct. So he's got 3 touchdowns in the air and 1 on the ground. Yeah, so he's got 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions or 6 turnovers right now.
How you doing? I mean, let's go here, right? Right? We got to be better than this.
No, look, you're right. I mean, look, I've talked about the expectation level, and we talk about wanting to win multiple Super Bowls.
Is he playing championship football right now?
I thought today he did in the second half. I think in the first half, 2 turnovers is never going to be championship football. And to your point, 6 turnovers through 3 games is not championship. Even if you forget last season for a second, I know it's 26 and 21 games or whatever it is. Even if you forget last season, 6 turnovers in 3 games is too many, and I know John, put the 1 snap wasn't really on him. It was on Juergens and the miscommunication and the interception today. John kind of gave him
a pass. But they're mounting.
Right. There are too many. It's too many, Sills. There's no doubt. It's too many turnovers, dude. Next one here. Prince says, sorry, I'm 6'2". Don't step on anything, titty boy. Prince, come on, Prince.
Take a knee, Prince. Go sit in the corner with a foiled hat, man.
Yeah, the last one here, Sills, before I let you get out of here. Unsure if this is true, but they are saying checked into the run play that Barkley took to the house. Lucius, that would be great because that means Jalen Hurts read the defense and where they were, what was coming, and checked down to a run. So I'll definitely do more follow-up on that and see what Johnny Mack can report on that. But great stuff there. Great stuff, everybody. I will be doing the post-game show. Looks like there's some people in here who want to join, so I'll be dropping the link after the break. Big Sills, I just want to give you a chance here. Your final thoughts. I'm prepared for a massive national football show tomorrow from 2 to 6.
Oh, yeah.
But just your final thoughts here on the 2 and on the win today. They win.
How about this? Last year, Zander and everybody on the post game and this and that kept ripping on me when you guys were 10-1. And I said it's the style of play that you should have a problem with. Your offense right now, obviously because of injuries. What's it going to look like in Tampa? Depending, we have to see what the casualty list is coming out of this battle here on what it's going to look like heading on the road to Tampa again. I mean, I'll give this to you. I think he was up and down. The head coach is a problem. I mean, and by the way, him talking to Jalen Hurts on the sidelines so much and not having Kellen Moore in his face, talking to him about what sequencing of plays. I don't want to hear attaboys down there. What is Nick actually saying? I mean, what do you got? 2 head coaches? Who's making the final calls and decisions? Because if I'm not mistaken, Zander, he went back on the field and that's where the fumble occurred. So I'm like, I mean, dude, either get out of the way or make your role well known or have it more defined, because your decision making at the half and at the end of ball games, every single person I've heard so far text me, every guy, even Emmanuel Acho, everybody has texted me going, your coach, and even Craig Harton was on. He's going to say it tomorrow morning. That's the worst situational head coach and decision maker in NFL today. That's not just me saying it.
Yeah,
it's quite people who have won Super Bowl rings saying that this coach right now is in the way. And I think there's a point to that. I think Vic had a great day. Vic Fangio had a fantastic day today. I mean, they dominated on that side of the ball. They dominated a New Orleans team. New Orleans going to have a come to Jesus conversation, but that just shows you when that team plays to their level of expectations and energy on what they're capable of doing. We'll see if they can carry that over to Tampa and see if they can put 2 games in a row like that, because Zander, the one thing they haven't done, they haven't been consistent in play on that side of the ball. Let's see if they can. They've played 3 games. They've had 1 exceptional game. The other one was okay, and the other one was terrible. So they're all over the place here.
I'll tell you what, Big Cells, I got the big screen in front of where I'm doing my show right now. I got the big screen on. Dallas Cowboys are about to go into halftime down 21-3.
They're getting murdered.
So this NFC East is ours for the taking. We got to play just good football here, clean up some of the mistakes. We are going to get into the playoffs if they continue to play like this, and the Eagles can win some of these close games. So, Big Cells, we talked about this a little bit. A lot of this first couple of weeks, man, it's got to be just cleaning everything up. So you're ready to go by the end of the year, but we'll see how it all develops. Dan, great post-game show today, man. Thank you for doing it. Appreciate everybody in the chat. We'll come back from the break and do the post-game show, but great stuff, Big Sills. We'll catch you tomorrow on the National Football Show. All right, brother?
Thanks, Zander. See you tomorrow.
2 to 6 Eastern tomorrow for Dan Sileo. Stay tuned, everybody. I'll be right back for the post-game show coming up next.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.